What's up, YouTube, and what's up, Raider Nation? Gotta do a preview of the Raiders versus the Jets. A huge game. And I gotta give a shout out to Knight of the Shield, because I was watching his live broadcast today, and he brought some really good points about the Raiders and the Jets. So shout out to him. Gotta pay it forward. Gotta pay him back, actually, for him shouting out my channel, and I got a bunch of subscribers from his endorsement. So check out his channel if any of my subscribers aren't subscribers of Knight of the Shield, because he is a very good analyst of the Raiders. He's very pragmatic. So you always want to look at his channel for good insight about the Oakland Raiders. So without further ado, let's get into this preview. I mean, it's a big game. Everyone's talking about the playoff scenario, because we beat the Chargers and we're in second place in the AFC West, and we're 2 games out of the playoff wildcard race. And if we beat the Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers, we have a huge chance to go to the playoffs. But before we get into all that, let's talk about what the Raiders need to do against the New York Jets. And as far as the New York Jets, they have some injuries, especially on the offensive line. Nick Mangold is going to be out, or doubtful rather, with a neck injury, and Calvin Pryor is doubtful as well. So those are 2 huge losses for the Jets. But it's still going to be a tough matchup, even if those guys don't play. The Raiders, I think how the Raiders should attack the New York Jets is to be balanced. I don't think they should throw it all across the field. I think they should keep feeding Latavius Murray the rock. I think they should find more ways, like they did in the Charger game, to attack to use Taiwan Jones, because he's a great change of pace back. He's great speed. He's got good vision as well. Latavius Murray, you gotta be patient with him, because I don't think he's going to get like 4 or 5 yards a pop. I think he's going to get 2 yards, maybe 3 yards, and sometimes he might get 4 or 5 yards, but I don't think he's going to be consistently 4 and 5 yards. So you got to be patient with the run, so you don't have 8 in the box. And then I think you have to attack the middle of the field. And I said this against the Chargers. Attack the linebackers. Clive Walford has had 2 good games, two games where he's getting more and more integrated into the offense, and I think last week is only the surface of what Clive Walford can do. So I think we should feature him, because he's 6'5", 6'6", 240. He's a huge presence down the middle. So I think we should attack their linebackers. Amari Cooper, as good as he is, as great as he is, rather, I don't know if we just want to keep throwing 9 and 10 balls at him, because I'm pretty sure Darrelle Revis is going to shadow him most of the game, and if you keep attacking him, Darrelle Revis, he's going to make you pay sooner or later. So I think we should pick our spots in attacking Darrelle Revis. If I'm Bill Musgraves, I would try to get in a position where he's going against Amari Cooper is going against Cromartie, because I believe Cromartie is more vulnerable, because he takes a lot of gambles, and a lot of times he gets beat because he's either looking at the quarterback and he gets beat deep, or he tries to pick up a pass and he might misjudge it. So I think he's more prone to get beat as opposed to Darrelle Revis. And I think we should attack Buster Screen as well. Because one of the beat writers, I can't remember which one it was, but I want to say it was Steve Corcoran, said that we have to feature more wide receivers in the passing game, as opposed to just going 80% of the passes going to Amari Cooper and to Michael Crabtree. We have to get Seth Roberts in there. We have to get Andre Holmes in there. And I don't know. I guess apparently Rod Streeter isn't healthy, because I believe if he is healthy, he would be the number 3 receiver. But right now it's Seth Roberts and Andre Holmes battling for that 3 spot. But we got to get more receivers incorporated so we can become a more diverse offense, because if we can't win multiple games just featuring Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree. We have to get our tight ends involved. Michael Rivera. We have to get Clive Walford, as I said earlier, into the game. Taiwan Jones, the Latavius Murray. You have to be, because we have the weapons this year to be a dynamic offense, and we are building building a dynamic offense, but I think we can be better if we feature all of our talent as opposed to just 20% of our offense. So that's how I feel. We should spread out the Jets, make them thin. So in terms of not just going 2 wide receiver sets, let's go 3 wide receiver sets. Let's get Tywan Jones in space. Let's spread this New York Jets defense out so they can't tee off their cornerbacks and linebackers on blitzes. Let's burn them on the blitz because Derek Carr is doing well against the blitz. I believe he's completing 60 to 65% of his passes. But I believe how you attack this Jets defense is spread them out and have them be in space. But if you allow them to tee off and go against quarterback, that's where I think there's their strong suit because Todd Bowles likes to blitz, just like Rex Ryan does. I mean, I don't think he's as exotic of a blitzer as Rex Ryan, but he does like to blitz, and I believe they're in the top of the league in terms of blitzing. So in order to negate that, we have to spread them out and make sure they cover all of our receivers and all of our eligible players. So that's how I think we should attack the Jets defense. As far as the Jets offense, a lot of people have been saying that Ryan Fitzpatrick has always beaten us, whether it be Buffalo, Houston Texans. I can't remember the other team, but he's beaten us with 3 different teams. I can't remember the third team right now, but he's beaten us pretty handedly every time he's faced us. So, I mean, there's always that stigma or that superstition. But I believe this is the best team that Ryan Fitzpatrick has faced in terms of the Raiders. And our defense, we have to play tight coverage. One thing that made us so dominant against the Chargers is that the Chargers feared our pass rush when we had Khalil Mack and we had Aldon Smith on the same side, and we were able to generate pass rushes. So they didn't have the time. Philip Rivers didn't have time to get those long developing routes. So he had quick dink and dunks, and we, thank God, the coaching staff recognized this. We're more man coverage and press coverage. So we were able to jump on those routes and beat up the receivers within that 5-yard grace period. So if we can do that against the Jets and not get and destroy and beat up that offensive line and impose our will with Khalil Mack and Aldon Smith, and another guy who's stepping up is Mario Edwards Jr. He had a great game, I thought, against the Chargers, and I mentioned that in my review of the Chargers versus the Raiders matchup in week 7. So if he can continue to be good along with Dan Williams, I think that we can get Ryan Fitzpatrick moving out of the pocket, and just like Philip Rivers, I mean I think Fitzpatrick is better at throwing passes on the move, but if we can get him moving, then he's not as good. But if he has time, then he's prone to mistakes and he can throw interceptions. Also, the defense for the Oakland Raider defense, we have to be because we're ranked number 3 against the run, and the Jets have a good running game. So if we can bottle up Chris Ivory and the other running backs, then we can make Ryan Fitzpatrick one-dimensional, and that's what we want to do. I want him to throw the ball 30 and 40 times, because I guarantee you, if he throws the ball that many times, he's going to make a mistake, and we can capitalize that because we've gotten turnovers in the last 3 games. So if we can make him one-dimensional and throw those routes, and if we can get to him quickly, all we have to do, then all of a sudden they're going to change their game plan to have shorter routes like crossing patterns or maybe quick hitches or bubble screens. And if we can do that and we can tackle the way we tackled against the Chargers in the first 3 quarters, then I think that is a matchup that we can win. But if we're missing tackles, especially against Brandon Marshall, who I think is very good against with a run after the catch, and he's a very physical receiver, then Eric Decker, if they can get those quick passes and get yards after the catch, then it's going to be a long game for the Raiders. But if we could tackle like we did and beat up their receivers like we did against the Chargers, then I think we have a great chance to win this game. And kudos to Ken Norton Jr. for building up his players, especially DJ Hayden, because I thought DJ Hayden had the best game of his career. And if he can build upon that, then I think he can be a better corner. Now I know Night of the Shield said he's not. He said if he had his way, he would still be benched. But I'm more sympathetic DJ Hayden because he has been hurt for his first 2 years. So he really doesn't have a lot of experience for a cornerback, even though he's in his third year. So if he can build up on get his confidence back or get his confidence even higher elevated, then I think that's a huge asset while we wait for Nate Allen to come back in Week 10 against the Vikings. We can get DJ Hayden building up and getting better and better. So when TJ Carey comes back, switches back to cornerback, we have a great tandem. And I think David Amerson, he's been a good addition coming from the Redskins as a waiver wire pickup. So the defense has to be stout in terms of the run, and they have to be physical against these receivers. And I'm gonna try to one guy who I'm kind of afraid of because I'm a Badger fan, as you can see, that he kind of frightens me because he torched us throughout his college career. And it's the Ohio State receiver Devin Smith. A lot of people compared him to Deshaun Jackson because he can track the ball when he has blazing speed. So I'm kind of worried about him. He hasn't been featured a lot in the offense so far, but I don't know, something about this game seems like he can be featured in this matchup. So we got to keep an eye on him. But the keys to the game for the Raiders on defense: tackle for those short passes, because I don't think they'll have enough time to throw those long routes to Brandon Marshall and to Eric Decker. 2, shadow Devin Smith. We cannot allow him to blow the top off the defense, because if he's able to run free, then that messes up the whole game plan. And 3, we gotta punish Ryan Fitzpatrick. We gotta get him off his mark. We gotta hit him often and hard. Get him off. Get him hearing footsteps when he drops back. And then 2, not 2, but a 3. I'm on 3. I'm on 4. Let's go 4. I lost count already. But we gotta control the run. Control the run. Keep Chris Ivory in check. And then if we can do that, we will win this game. And also, I want to if we do win this game, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna be ecstatic. I'm gonna be elated. But I kind of want to temper it because we still have another game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'll give Night of the Shield another credit for this, because he said, even if we do beat the Jets, we still have to win against the Pittsburgh Steelers, because just because we beat the Jets doesn't mean we're going to make the playoffs easily. So we have to string along victories after victories after victories. That's what good teams do. They win multiple games. So if we can win these next 2 games, and hopefully the Denver Broncos can lose 2 games, then all of a sudden things become a lot more interesting toward the end of the year. So those are my keys for the Raiders offense and the defense to beat their counterparts. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is do you think the Raiders should attack the Jets in a different way? Do you think this is a huge stepping stone toward the right position? Do you think we'll make the playoffs if we beat the Jets? Let me know how you guys feel. I'll be more than happy to debate with you in the comment section. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as I always say, go Raiders. Let's go get this victory.